sources manipulated in putts while altered indexes redirect investigation toward an accurate conclusion for its timestamps. Replace authentic chronology, damage data sets, contaminate link repositories, duplicated errors propagate through analytical systems, monitoring interfaces. Contradictory outcomes, recovery efforts uncover deeper alteration, and entire collections become unreliable as accumulated corruption overwhelms verification. Consistency and documented accuracy across the network.
No trusted reference remains untouched as contamination migrates through interconnected repositories, altered records.
Reinforce additional distortion. Chains collapse beneath conflicting evidence until it becomes apparent and without finishing attempt to correction exposes wider layers of manipulation, immediate informational decay, hardware's forward feed, the hostage aces all counted in agents. Some of them get into your faces, easy controls every TV time it disappears. And the environment advanced through falsification, contamination, confusion, information application. Yeah, hey. Quantum okay.
Transport lanes while reinforced chassis surge beneath escalating velocity. Tire walls grip heated pavement with violent force. Aerodynamic panels cut through dense air resistance. Overhead markers streak into blurred fragments. Tunnel lights collapse into flashing bands. Acceleration presses harder with every passing second. Suspension components absorb constant impact, and the entire route transforms into a corridor of momentum, propulsion, and unchecked forward drive demanding greater speed at every interval. Mechanical force continues building as resistance loses influence. Measure limits fade behind. Rising pace, surrounding detail becomes indistinct reaction. Windows narrow where the mountain velocity pressure gathers through every active component. Elevated viewpoint surging. Power launches the journey beyond. On every pace, every burst creates greater urgency. Every gain demands another increase through the path ahead. Velocity, reinforced velocity, reinforced velocity. Not the last in the straightest speed. A heated turbine sustain overwhelming output while rotating assemblies operate near maximum capacity. Reinforced drivetrains transfer force through vibrating structure. Markers flash by in rapid succession. Surrounding terrain dissolves into fleeting shapes, breaking distance stretches beyond expectation. Mechanical stress grows alongside performance. Airflow tears against exposed surfaces, and every remaining reserve is converted into raw advancement through continuous propulsion and escalating pace. No reduction occurs as thrust continue expanding through each station. Through active machine resistance falls away beneath concentrated force. Leaving frozen into curse. While it shouldn't been slumped into station walkers should have reversed. Beneath got flown in earth. Be wise and true like what it pushes what a maximum burst. Restrain advancement. I'm a strain that boss man. I'm a strain that boss man. I'm a strain that boss man. I'm a strain that fans man. Corroded platinum flakes from abandoned processing towers. While chemical residue drapes Shed fragments in the polluted drainage paths, and every exposed material endures a slow but relentless advance of deterioration and contamination. Visible damage expands beyond isolated sections. Corrosive influence reaches adjoining sectors. Weakened materials surrender resistance. Stained surfaces reveal deeper degradation. Contaminated residue accumulates inside the neglected recession.
Gradual resection extends the vegetable component that transforms to decay and erosion.
Altered S, the more it goes to this veins and advance through damage that destructs your patient resistance for it kicking the same. Been a game, listen for me, then teddy nanity cystic compartments, sick compartments, brittle conduits, pressure under accumulated damage. Stained reservoirs overflow into adjacent sectors, deteriorating joints separate from aging assemblies. Exposed hardware loses integrity beneath chemical attack, and entire facilities descend into progressive decline as degradation propagates through interconnected materials and structures without resistance or recovery. No unaffected surface remains as corrosion reaches deeper layers up. A nation migrates through connected systems.
Weakened materials surrender resistance. Skin surfaces reveal to contamination. Erosion feeds corrosion decay. Deterioration, structural damage, and raw material decline, spreading ever farther outward. Rusted fragments scattered the mirrors full.
Yeah. Blazing containment vessels tremble beneath impossible pressure while overloaded reactors force violent energy through reinforced chambers. Emergency indicators saturate every control surface with critical warnings. Cooling reserves vanish into rising heat. Reinforced housings deform under escalating stress. Shock waves ripple through surrounding infrastructure. Fractured conduits release bursts of unstable force. Monitoring stations struggle to process. Accelerating failures in every active component approaches a final threshold where accumulated instability can no longer be restrained.
Remaining safeguards weakened beneath overwhelmed escalation as critical values surge beyond calculated limits. Emergency responses lose effectiveness.
Structural resist stain instability compounds instability compares due to irreversible consequences. Vanish presence. Approaching limits collapse beneath unstoppable escalation.